Alright, welcome back everyone. So this is episode 13. So anyway, last time, we were talking about, may the best chipmunk win and, vote for Brady. Those were the names of the episodes that, were very similar the Chipettes, they were new students at the Chipmunks school, so that episode took place at school, and the Brady Bunch episode took place at both places, home and school. So yeah, you get they're very similar episodes with Alvin and Brittany running for class president and Marsha and Greg running for class president. So yeah, so anyway, so you can see a lot of similarities between episodes. I'm not kidding. And of course, there's the boys versus girls. And yeah, so anyway, there's actually, let's compare, that there are actually, some segments on the Alvin show, actually, that are similar to the Brady Bunch, including the first episode. There's actually, an episode of the a segment on the Alvin show called Theodore's Dog. Theodore, there's like this basset hound, and Dave's was working on a song, and he just takes the dog home without Dave's permission, and he tries to hide the dog from Dave, and yes, Dave keeps saying, "No dog, Theodore." It was a very funny episode. I really like that episode of the 60s series. So the Brady Bunch, it's still, it had, the Alvin show still, has a little bit of, it has a little bit of Brady Bunch atmosphere to it too, because, it's an old show, and with the Brady Bunch, you kind of get both atmospheres combined. And so anyway, in the very first episode, they actually wanted to bring Tiger, the family's dog, but Mike Brady wanted to leave the dog home, and but they ended up bringing the dog, what I mean. And Bobby Bobby here, the youngest, just like Theodore, he wanted them to bring the dog. He wanted them to bring the dog along to the wedding, but So Alice is a member of the family. Well, so is Tiger. He said, yeah, we all love Tiger, but we are not taking a dog to a wedding. but he sternly said, "We are not taking a dog to a wedding." But they bring the dog anyway. But similarly on the Alvin show episode, Theodore's dog, when right before they leave for Chicago, Dave discovers the dog, and he gives Theodore a big chewing. I mean, he was like very mad at Theodore when he brought that dog home, and hey, look, Theodore's got a dog. Let's take him on our trip. And then, Dave sternly says, "Just a minute, boys. We are not taking that dog on our trip." The dog was named Alexander, but, they take the dog anyway, and, they practice their singing in the back seat, I think it was Home on the Range. So, yeah, that was a very good episode. Wasn't a very happy ending for Dave, though. I mean, he was a little meaner than Mike Brady. So, that's one episode I could, compare to, but, of course, that was before the Brady Bunch was on the air, so, of course, it didn't have the Chipettes in it. So, yeah. Yeah, and that was the very first episode of the Brady Bunch, So, yeah. And you can see here, Carol Brady. She does kind of, look like that Olivia girl that took care of the Chipettes. I should show you a picture of O-L-I. Okay, in a minute here. So yeah, you can see the resemblance between the two Carol Brady, and I think it's unfair that that they got Miss Miller instead of because Miss Miller was I thought she was too loopy. Yeah, and you can see, I can see the resemblance. She looks kind of like she's an Australian woman. And Olivia Newton-John. So, yeah, and there's also I think the episode. Alice doesn't live here anymore. I think there was a little clip where Marcia, Jan, and Cindy they thought their mother was paying more attention. They were talking about that their mother Carol here was paying more attention to the boys than they were to them, and kind of, it was kind of a sad moment. That's about the only time I felt sorry for the Brady girls. So, they were because they didn't have a mother, and, and for a while, and, she, and I mean, Olivia was just mean, in that Chipette story, she just went right for the chipmunks and completely ignored the girls at that, party at the end of the episode. So, it was a little, so I can, compare that episode. Alice doesn't live here anymore, and, because it was in that episode where where the girls were talking about that they were talking about she was paying less attention to them and more attention to the boys. And I think, that Chipette story, that, I'd like to see another episode which features her in future episodes, maybe. So anyway, that's about it for episode 13. I mean, very happy to make these videos for you, and we'll talk about some more episodes in future videos. So thanks. Comment, subscribe, whatever you have to do.